Hello YouTube, welcome back to my channel. This is the deck we'll be playing today, Oath Ponza, green-red style. I put up a video of some testing I was doing with this, so we'll be playing a league today. And just as a recap, if you watched the testing video or not, Oath Ponza has 28 lands, so there's plenty of lands for pitching to Mox Diamonds and having lots of lands in the graveyard when an Oath trigger goes off to put a Terravore into play to make it a pretty big Terravore. So that's why we have 28 lands, a lot of lands, but it does work pretty good that way. We've got 8 copies of Mana Denial between Rashad and Port and Wasteland, and 8 copies of Man Lands between Mishra's Factory and Treetop Village. Then we have our forests, 1 mountain, 4 copies of Karplusan Forest for dual mana, and then we have our Wooded Foothills to fetch up our 4 basics. We've got our Mox Diamonds for hopefully early explosive plays, and then in the 2-drop slot where a lot of times we can do stuff on turn 1, we can oftentimes drop a turn 1 Sphere of Resistance, which can be pretty difficult for opponents to deal with. A turn 1 Sylvan Library is really good. A turn 1 Oath Druids on the draw can be pretty good. So there are options here with how this works out on turn 1. The deck does have a couple of main deck naturalizes and has main deck sweepers between Pyroclasm and Earthquake to try to sweep away the creatures that are going to be smaller than the Terravore early in the game before we can get that resolved out. And then the rest of the deck in the main is land destruction. So with the resource denial from the ports and the wastelands and the Sphere of Resistance, adding in the land destruction spells only makes sense. They are only 3 mana, and it's basically the top of the curve, so that's hard to beat. So 3 CMC is the top end. There is a singleton copy of Earthquake, which adds to the sweepers, but it can also hit bigger things, which is kind of nice. And sideboard-wise, we have 4 red Elemental Blast. For blue decks, we've got another Pyroclasm if we need that for 3. We can go to the full 4 of Naturalize. We can also play a Crumble, which destroys artifacts. We have a singleton copy of Gaia's Blessing, mostly for brain freeze situations, I believe. And then we also have some 0-cost artifacts over here. Tormod's Crypt for graveyard hate, and we've got 3 copies of Zern Orb to help us with like burn matchups and so forth. So that's the deck we're playing it today. We did a test with it. Now we're going to run it through a league. So let's jump into the games. Alright, so we're starting the league with Oath Ponza. Looks like we have a first turn Sphere of Resistance, so we're probably keeping this. Let's see. Probably going to pitch the Mishra's Factory, I think. So there's a Stone Rain that we can cast next turn. Well, guess not. Okay, well, I think we just start beating down with the Treetop Village, and then we'll worry about other things later. Okay. So they got their mana up this time. I think I'm going to pass and just port the swamp. I have a feeling they have some type of interaction. I don't want to activate my treetop village into that, so. Accumulated knowledge. Terravor's a 2/2. There's a Thermokarst. I think I would rather run that out and see if that gets countered before I start casting anything else. It's probably getting countered, but it's okay. No, they're going to gush. Okay. Well, I said this before, but even though land destruction against gush kind of is a feel bad, there's two things that it does that people never talk about. One is it does set them back a little bit, for one. The other thing is, if you've ever, thought much about like gush strategy and tactics, I know there's an entire book written on it, but you really want to do it in your main phase. Okay, so let's go ahead and Stone Rain. They don't have the 2 islands for gush this time. Probably going to go after the swamp here, I think. Concentrate on keeping them off of one color. They have the counterspell. Okay. Well, it's not going to do anything. Terravor is just a 2/2. I do have 2 of them. Am I okay getting one of them countered? I'm not real sure. I don't feel comfortable playing the cat and mouse game against a counterspell deck when they have mana up, so I think I'm just going to pass. Well, they've got plenty of mana, that's for sure. We could get in with the treetop village here. They just have so many cards in hand. Just plenty of removal, I'm sure. Well, I think I'll wait one more turn to start doing that. That way I can port and attack both. Right now I can't do that, so. And I realize the Rishadan port's not really super effective right now, but with a Sphere of Resistance in play, every mana you tap down does matter, so. But, they have nothing but mana, so there's that too. All right, well, yeah, we're going to go in and see what they got. See the smother. Surprisingly, no smother. Okay. I mean, maybe I should have been attacking all along. I just felt like that I didn't want to get my creature killed and be under my own sphere. Just felt bad. Opponent's got a 2-mana portent here. Okay. Well, we got plenty of Rashadan ports, so we could fire up both of these villages, but I think I'm going to just be kind of conservative and do one at a time. I'm surprised they don't have any removal or interaction. I just find that hard to believe, but so far that's what we're seeing. So lots of card draw. Okay. Well, as soon as they play a Psychotog, we'll play this Oath of Druids. I mean, by this time of the game, they're going to have counter backup, so it's not going to be as big of a deal. But unless this is that Iggy Pop deck, but I would think they would have been doing something by now. Okay. Well, Earthquake is pretty close to ending the game, but still going to try to get in with these trees. I think I will get in with 2 because it's a quicker clock. If they have removal, they have removal. I mean, it's just at this point of the game, we got to try to get the game over with. If they have something, then they're kind of tapped down. So okay, well, the next turn, I think what we'll do is attack with a treetop village. They're going to bounce the sphere. That makes a lot of sense. Let's see if that unlocks everything for them. Oops, I meant to tap a land. I guess it's not going to matter too much. But if we survive, oh well, never mind. All bets are off. They take the Earthquake here. Or the sphere. They obviously don't care about the Earthquake. Okay. Okay. There's the smother. Okay. Can we get away with an Earthquake for 1? I have a feeling the answer is no, but oh, whoops, I forgot. I paid 1. It doesn't really matter, but I paid 1 extra mana. Okay, sure. Well, the pain lands are not able to be used now, so they're off the black mana. They're desperately drawing cards. Of course, accumulated knowledge right now, boy, that's a big one. 3 cards. Opting. See if they can find the answer. They cannot. Okay, well, I feel a little lucky that we skated by with them having so much card draw and they just never found their answers. That was kind of surprising. Well, given that they're a Psychotog deck, I mean, maybe 1 Tormod's Crypt might help. I don't want to go too far on that. Actually, the Pyroclasms probably aren't very good, so we'll take those out. and maybe just bring in... I honestly think just red elemental blast is probably better than trying to mess around with a Tormod's Crypt. So I think we're just going to bring these in and maybe skip on the naturalize until we see something else they're doing. I mean, I'd hate to be cold to something unexpected, but I can probably trim one land destruction card. I don't think it matters, but okay, we'll just try it like that. And again, I don't really know if the Oath of Druids really is going to do anything or not, but they just didn't show much there. I assume it was Psychotog, but I can't be sure of that. Sure seems like it. I didn't see any other cards that would have been the Iggy Pop, because that's got Dark Rituals and Lion's Eye Diamonds. I would have known that that's what that was. So it's either Psychotog or some weird Dimir control deck. I guess I need to be a little more aggressive in the opening game. I can't believe they didn't have that smother till right at the end. Okay, well, we have Oath of Druids, but we don't really have anything else. We don't have a way to cast this red elemental blast, but as far as the early game goes, I mean, I would like to have a more explosive opening, but the problem is I just don't want to wait around forever and not do anything is the problem. I guess we could... I think I'm going to mulligan this. I guess that's just not good enough. This is actually worse. So we'll go to 5 and probably lose the game because of that. Usually you don't win games when you go to 5. Alright, well I guess we can keep this and put back Terravor and probably the Naturalize, I guess. Doesn't feel too good. Oh, we can't even play the Sylvan Library either, so we'll keep it around in case we draw green. Hopefully we will. But to start out, we're just going to do Wasteland, Rashad Port, Mountain, see where we're at. I hate doing land destruction on turn 3, but sometimes that's what you got. I didn't want to go to 4. We definitely couldn't have cast the Terravor anyway, so. Okay, well we have a red elemental blast, that's something. Opponent doesn't have a lot of non-basic lands, I've noticed. Okay, there's a Winter's Grasp that we can't cast. Well, that's pretty good. Okay, well that gets our Sylvan Library in play, thankfully. Unless they have Gush Foil or something. Fortunately they do not, so we can start getting some card selection in play here. This Wasteland feels like it's not going to be doing a whole lot. Tapping for 1 mana. Potent's got their Portent on. They got their cantrips on. So they're shaping their hand right now. It's probably going to be pretty good. Counterspell is up. But we'll still put a Stone Rain right into the counterspell. That's probably fine. Well, let's see what the Sylvan Library brings us here. Sphere Resistance seems pretty good. 2 Stone Rains is what I'm interested in. So we got a Treetop Village that'll never untap. I'm going to start the Stone Rain plan, and if I can stick this Sphere of Resistance a little later, I think I'll do that. So I'll just put these on top. And I know I only get one shot at this, but it's funny that I put the Naturalize to the bottom, and I could have killed the Sabo's Web if I would have kept it, but we didn't see anything in game 1 that gave me reason to do that. So same situation here. We got the Gush on their turn, which is not optimal, and I'm not saying it's great, but because land destruction into Gush obviously is not good, but it's not as bad as some people make it sound. But right now the real problem is the Sabo's Web. We got 2 lands that won't untap, and we don't have lands within sight. They got a Powder Keg. Okay. Opponent's got a discard. Boy, that Sabo's Web is just going to win the game. Well, we obviously can't play this since we don't have any mana. This comes in play tapped and never untaps, so we could hold up the Elemental Blast, but I don't know for what. We have to try to play our mana, but this is just a losing game. The Sabo's Web's going to win the game for him, so congratulations. One card shut down the whole deck type thing. Yeah, we'll have to definitely bring back in the Naturalizes. I just hadn't seen enough of their deck to know what else they had. I mean, Sabo's Web is not played in all decks. It's one of those cards that people argue over if it's good or not. But it's like a lot of cards. I mean, it's good in the right situation, and at other times it's not that good. But okay, well, I guess we're back to the port business, and we'll just leave up this red Elemental Blast, even though I think I'm just not even going to port because that's our 4th land that doesn't untap from Sabo's Web. 1 card combo. Winning the game. Feels pretty good. Would really like to shuffle, man. This Mox Diamond's nice, but it's not worth I'll hide that just so if they have duress. Alright, so I'm just going to pass. And if they have duress, it really bricks this red Elemental Blast, that's for sure. Would really like to see a Wooded Foothills. I think that's probably our best draw right now. Okay, so top, and we'll play this. And we can attempt to Winter's Grasp. I don't really know how good it is right now, but I think it's worth a try. I don't know how good keeping them off black is, but I think we're going to go for that just because even if they have gush, they have to bring the islands back, and at least we get a land blown up. So it appears I kind of tapped my mana wrong, but at the same time, there's a little bit of tension between leaving up the red elemental blast, which at this point of the game, I don't know how important it is. I mean, it's important, of course, but like when they've got so many cards, being able to counter one thing, and even if they play a Psychotog, I could still kill it with the elemental blast. It doesn't have to be up as a... So they're going to do that to destroy nothing, I guess. I don't know. Oh, they had it on 0? I thought they put a counter on it. Okay. That's fine. Not a big deal. I say not a big deal, but we are for sure losing this game. That's absolutely for sure. All right, well, there's our good friend, the Psychotog. We have another red elemental blast in the top 3 cards, so we'll have 2 shots at killing it. So we'll put this back, and I think I'm going to do it now so that they have less resources available to protect it. And for some reason, this Carplusan Forest is grayed out. I don't know why that is. Oh. Yeah, right after I kill it, there's the Oath of Druids. I don't know if a Terravore could have gotten through that Psychotog anyway, so... Well... It's not really clear to me what to do. We really need a fetch land, because... Okay, so if they have another Psychotog, we have an Oath of Druids, but... Right now, we just don't have anything going on. I mean, like I said, 1-card combo just wrecking our entire deck. Sabo's Web. We need a Wooded Foothills, please. I'm surprised we're hanging in this game. Of course, this deck, that's what it does, though. It just kind of drags it out and then plays 1 Psychotog and you're dead. And the fact that we've had no pressure, no anything, it's just, it doesn't look good. I mean, I didn't think we'd win the first game either, and somehow we did. So I don't see how we could win this. I just don't see how it's possible. And we're 3 minutes behind on time, but that's still enough time to play a game 3. So I'm not going to worry too much about the time, but I mean, maybe they have another Psychotog here. No? Okay. Wasteland does nothing, but we still got to play it. Boy, those accumulated knowledges. They got 10 cards in hand. Good lord. How in the world are we supposed to win this game? Chain of Vapor. Thanks. Yeah, we're just toast here. Yeah. I mean, that effectively ends the game, really. We do have another Sylvan Library coming up, but I don't think it's going to be very important. But I'm going to try to play it anyway. Okay. All right. Well, game 3, we can't lose to a Sabo's Web. We've got to have some naturalizes or something, because that's just ridiculous to have one card. And I mean, it's not just that one card. It's just that, well, I mean, I guess it kind of is, though. It's all right. So if they counter this Oath of Druids, we're just going to scoop. Oh, okay. Well, they feel pretty confident then. Sphere of Resistance doesn't really do anything right now, so we're just going to pass. I think we're just dead, right? Let's see here. They have 25 cards in their graveyard. That represents 12 points of damage. Oh yeah, we're just dead. Yeah. Okay. Okay, so I'm gonna really back out the land destruction, because it's not really helping us right now. So we're gonna just take these out. The Oath of Druids is also not very good, but it is good in the context of anytime a Psychotog comes down. I could actually take those out too, though. I don't feel real good about overloading on the naturalizes, but that Sabo's Web was just way too oppressive. A crumble. And then yeah, I just don't know. It kind of sucks to take out all the land destruction, and maybe we don't need 4 naturalized, maybe just 3. We still have the red blasts. We have a crumble. Yeah, we're just taking that out, I guess. Zoran Orb, Pyroclasm didn't do anything. This will just play 1 Stone Rain. It's kind of weak, but okay, so we can keep this. Hopefully we'll be able to get down this Sylvan Library. Play the Forest first, just in case they have a Wasteland. Learned that lesson before. Of course, they might have Duress. I probably should have played my Tormod's Crypt. Need to get it out of my hand. I don't want it to get Duressed away. That would be a disaster. Okay. There's the red blast. So let's play our Sylvan Library and the Tormod's Crypt and pass. Okay. So we're going to go top, and I don't think we need to leave red elemental blast up yet, so yeah, but then again, I'm just going to try to attack with this. I want to try to be a little more aggressive. Game 1, I didn't want to expose my man lands, but now that I know what we're playing against, I'm just going to go ahead and try to get in for some damage here and pass. Opponent's just playing draw go. And that foothills is nice. Let's go top, top. Of course, I don't really know what I'm looking for with the foothills, but okay, we're going to continue to do this. All right, pass the turn back. There's Sabo's web. I'm going to wait till my main phase to try to kill this because I want to be able to have red elemental blast up. Okay, so I do like the sphere of resistance. Let's see here. Let's do that now. And I kind of want to, yeah, I think we're just going to use the foothills because I really want to get the library shuffled up. It was kind of stagnant. We had a Tormod's Crypt and a second Sylvan Library, I believe. Phyrexian Furnace, sure. Okay, let's get a fresh look here. Oath of Druids. Okay, so I got to put that back. Okay, so all right, I'm actually going to try to sneak in this Sphere of Resistance. If they counter it, it's not the end of the world, but I do think if it lands, it's going to help us a little bit. That's fine. No worries. Now, if they Sabo's Web again here, well, it's been good knowing you. Okay, see, that's what you want to do is you want to gush in your main phase. So you can pick up 2 lands, tap for mana, pick up a, play a land. That's what you really want to do. When you're getting land destruction coming your way, it feels good to gush out of it, for sure, but it's not optimal. So now what are they going to be able to do with their mana? It's our friend the Psychotog. Okay, they have 6 cards in hand. All right. Oath of Druids looks pretty good. Okay, so we could think about paying 4 life here. The thing is, if we do the Tormod's Crypt, they could still discard up to 6 cards. It'd be 9 power. No, it's not that important. I'm just going to put these back. If I swing in with the factories, they're just going to die. So I think we're just going to try to get this Oath of Druids down and see if that sticks. I understand it may not, but we have to try. That's fine. They got plenty of annuls, don't they? Alright, well, yeah. Do I sacrifice a factory to get in for 2 damage? I don't think so. I think we're just going to pass. I think I probably should play this village, though, because there may come a time when we're just going to have to attack with everything and see if we can get some damage through, but this is not the turn for that, so... Yeah, I was gonna say he can't kill us there. We got to be careful though, because they can do this, you know, in response, of course. Okay, so let's go to our turn. Wow, that's just terrible. Well, let's take the wooded foothills and shuffle up our library again, because that's not going to work for us. Okay. Swinging with 3 factories. Yeah. I know the time's getting low, but we should have enough time to finish the game, I hope. Make him waste some resources on this turn here. And then I could do the treetop village. Yeah, I think that's what we're going to do. Which he'll probably block that, I would guess, but we're kind of all in here, so. And then if I got to think about blocking though. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We have 17 life. I think we're just going to be all in here. This Tormod's Crypt will buy us a little bit of equity to hopefully not die next turn. Okay, well, for some reason, okay, yep, that's fine. They still have to use that on this turn, so they're down to 7. I'm going to go ahead and pop this now because I don't want them to use that on their turn, so we'll just wait to see if they can assemble a win with 7 cards in hand and 4 mana. I don't know, maybe they can. We'll see. I have my doubts. But yeah, they're drawing a card. They're needing everything they can get here. So, and we shuffled up our library, so we'll get a fresh look at whatever it might be. So they're going to do everything they can here. Let's see if they have a gush. Okay, so they still have to hold back on defense. Okay, we can't just keep throwing away Mishras of Factories though. So. Okay, Earthquake's looking really good. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go ahead and put this back. And if they have a counterspell, the Earthquake's dead in the water, so we're going to keep this factory here. This is going to get through 5 points of damage. Next turn, the Earthquake will win, and I don't think they have enough 7 is 8 plus 12. I don't know if they can do much more than 12 or 13 points of damage to us. So. I think I'm just going to let it go. I'm going to leave up this factor for defense because they're going to be at 3 life, so they're either going to die to a 3-point earthquake or a pumped up Mishra's Factory, since we're still going to have 2 left, and they'll have to pick one of them to block so we can still get the last point of damage through. So one of those 2 ways I think we can probably try to win, but we don't have enough mana to do both, so we have to kind of see what they're going to do this turn. But those are the lines I'm thinking of for victory here. Don't have much time left, obviously, but yeah, I think part of their problem was they just didn't have a lot of lands. All right, well, that was a good start. Let's jump into match 2 here. We could start on a first turn Sylvan Library. I think that's reasonable. Turn 2 Sphere, perhaps. Pyroclasm, probably going to be useful against Argothian enchantresses. We don't need that Terravore. And we need our land drops. We'll put this back. And could also naturalize the wild growth. I think playing the Sphere out's probably better, so might be better to hit the Sterling Grove. I mean, we can't hit the wild growth now anyway. Okay, let's see here. We don't want this. We don't need this right now, so 3 mana naturalize, I think is where we're at. So wow, another Sterling Grove. That's annoying. Seems like we keep getting the same cards every time, which I know we do because we have 2 cards that are still. Okay, so we'll just keep making our land drops and pass the turn. Kind of a strange opening to a game, but well, they may have a Swords to Plowshares, but I'm okay with trying to bring the beats, so we're not doing anything else. I mean, it's resource for resource at this point, so if they want to plowshare it, then the other thing they could do is go get something. I don't know what they would. I don't think they can really do anything with that, but just trying to think of all possibilities. Okay. Terrafor's a 2/2 now. Want to get it out now. It's 3/3. We'll probably play it. I think it's above Pyroclasm mana. Opponent's got what? Enchantress's Presence. That's a bummer. We're gonna need to find something for that ASAP. Mary's Guile. Okay. I don't think they have a way to untap that, but just in case, I just want to get it out of there. They might have a second one they can play, but they can't play it during the instant abilities being played out, so. Okay, so these Terravors are looking pretty good now. I think we'll just go ahead and play one out and see if we can get through for some damage. I'm a little worried that they have that Enchantress's Presence in play, though. It's kind of a bummer, but okay. So yeah, let's play this. And see if they have a Swords to Plowshares. They can go get something with this. So I don't know if that's what they're thinking about, maybe. Seems a little early for solitary confinement, but it depends on what they have in their hand, I guess, if they can really kind of go off, but so I have no plays, so I'm going to F6 because let's see what they can do here. I'm a little scared because they got a lot of mana. Oh my god, there's another one of those. That could be the end. Not gonna lie, that could be the end. Wild Growth. Huh. Well, okay. Mox Diamond. If we pay 4 life, we could pay 8 life and put all those cards in our hand and pump the Terravor up to a 7/7. Every turn's pretty critical at this point. We may not get another turn, frankly, so I think we're going to do that. I know that seems really crazy, but could also just... Wood Foothills is a 6/6. Alright. Okay, so here's what we're going to do. We're going to pay a mana to play this Mox Diamond. I'm going to dump this treetop village. We're going to play this wooded foothills. We're going to activate this Mishra's factory. And get in for some damage. That gives us a 2-turn clock. And they'll have one less land to do it with, so. Alright. I would have liked to have played this out, but I think it's better to do it that way just because it really puts the pressure on them. They have, you know, one turn to get it together here, so. And maybe they can. I mean, they can string together a lot of stuff real quick, so. I don't have any legal plays besides activating my Mishra's factory, which I don't think that's going to be a thing. So I'm going to go ahead and F6 here. Opponent's got no fetch land. They have the Sterling Grove. I'm surprised, like, can't they just, like, sack Sterling Grove and go get, oh, they got another brushland. And go get the solitary confinement. That might buy them a turn if they have other enchantments in hand or something. Yeah. Well, they already had it. Okay. Well, great. Yeah, I knew we were on borrowed time. That's why we tried to do as much as we could, but that's probably going to be game over, I think. Okay. I guess they wanted to keep the Sterling Grove. I mean, they must have already had this card, so. Trying to get to my draw step here. I think they may have just been able to pull it out here. Those cards do nothing. The only thing I can quote-unquote do is tap down a wild growth land, but that seems kind of like not very good. So we'll try that for one turn, but as far as I can tell, I believe the game's over, so. Wow, they actually had a spell they could play. Oh my gosh, Parallax Wave. Okay, well, if they discarded that, then I think that's probably game over, right? I guess they don't need that, so they got this in play. 2 Miri's Guiles. I don't see how we can win the Sterling Grove. I just don't see how. 4 cards in hand. They'd have to be empty-handed or tapped out or one or both for this to go away. Don't think that's going to happen. So they have opalescence replenish. Okay, that's fine. That's how you do it. Well, we can certainly bring in these. I don't think Tormod's Crypt is very good against replenish, but it's something to think about. I think if we, so the only way we're going to win this game is to keep their resources down early. Trying to do the Tormod's Crypt stuff I don't think is going to work. if we can just blow up some enchantments and blow some lands up and maybe get something down with with maybe they play an enchantress, we got the Oath of Druids. I don't know, something like that is what I'm thinking. I know these pyroclasms are a good. Sorry, talking too fast. I know these pyroclasms are good against the Argothi Enchantress, but I just don't know that that's. I would rather have an Oath of Druids out and play a Terravore than sweep away their Argothian Enchantress. So I think we're just going to try it like this. I might regret it, but that's what we're going to do. We got 4 naturalized. We got full land destruction and spheres. We got our Oath of Druids if they play one Enchantress. So we'll just go try it like that. If for some reason that doesn't work, we can back off and bring the pyroclasms back in if we feel like that's going to be the way to go. So it's another first turn Sylvan Library. It seems decent. We got some land destruction, so I think we can keep this. All we need to do is be able to keep them down and get a threat down early, I believe. It's kind of dicey with only 2 lands, but with the Sylvan Library I feel a lot better about it. Should be able to find our 3rd land, I hope, in the next 3 cards. Well, so we need lands. So I don't think we're ready to use this Wooded Foothills just yet, but we're going to keep that there to shuffle. And we're just going to blow up their forest, I believe. Interesting, that's a snow-covered forest. Let's see here. Not sure what's going on here, but the opponent seems to have slowed down significantly. Okay, well, I think we're going to stay on the naturalize plan and skip the pyroclasms. So, I mean, pyroclasm, if you think about it, it only kills one of their creatures. Now, granted, it's a very important creature, but usually pyroclasm is better against like goblins and stuff like that, where you can hit multiple creatures with it. And I mean, you can take out 2 enchantresses. I've done that before with the pyroclasm, but it feels pretty good. But I'm just kind of leaning more towards having these naturalizes in here for when we really need those, hopefully, and then leaning on the rest of the stuff to get us there. Sorry, there's no sound, but the game's been very slow with the component having connection problems, and I've got a couple of very loud dogs, so I'm just going to be on mute until something happens. Got to kill those Sterling Groves as soon as you see them, because once it's in play long enough, any other enchantment they play, you can't kill it until you kill that first anyway. So I like to just get rid of those when I see them. There's the Enchantress we talked about. Okay, well, it's time for Oath of Druids. Hopefully that's going to help us get there. All right, see what they can do. It's pretty good. Doesn't get much better than that, actually. Wow. Okay. All right. Okay. Too bad we can't port them, but important to get the Oath of Druids down now, so hopefully they won't have too crazy of a turn here. Wow. Opponent could not have had a better draw than that. That was perfect. It just could not have been better. Well, it's really unfortunate, but Unfortunately, in this game, the opponent has had exactly the card they needed every single time, and I don't think there's any way we can win. As unfortunate as that is, but that's the way the games go sometimes. I mean, we had our we had the stuff we needed when we needed it, and it still wasn't good enough. So anyway, just popping in to say that this game's been a little frustrating because the opponent is, I think, having some connection problems. It's been a super slow game, and it's very frustrating to have the Oath of Druids twice with this on the battlefield. For them to kill it twice, not to get even one trigger, and then for them to play the second Argothian Enchantress with and us boarding out the Pyroclasms, yeah, feels pretty bad. So, all right, well, they get to just go to town here. This is probably the last turn of the game, I imagine. 3 cards per turn draw. Yeah. Yeah, that's probably going to do it. I mean, what else do they have, I guess? Okay. From 1 card to 6. Pretty good. I don't think there's a single card that helps us. Yeah, this game's over. All right. Well, on to the next match. Okay. Interesting to have 2 sideboard cards in hand, but we're going to keep. All right, Forest go. Sorry to do this to you, friend, because your forest is definitely cooler than mine. Okay. Pyroclasm. Probably tapping down the swamp this time, I think. So if they have a duress or something, they can't play it without dropping another swamp. I guess this is probably the rock that we're playing against here. Would be my guess. Oh, did I not tap that down? Oh, they have Ravenous Rats. Okay. Maybe the Wasteland is not as good. I don't know. I probably should have pitched a Pyroclasm, actually, not the Wasteland, but it's all right. We have plenty of mana to do everything we need to do, so that's the most important thing. I feel like I'm in slow motion today. Every opponent is really slow. Okay. Sphere of Resistance. It's actually pretty good right here. So we're going to fetch up a forest, play this Oath of Druids, and drop this sphere and pass and see what happens. All right, let's see what they got. Pernicious Deed. Doesn't get it done, so they got the Wasteland. Cabal Therapy, sure. They can hit these Pyroclasms, I guess. That's pretty good. Sack the rats and our Oath won't do anything. Good times. Yep, seems great. Wow, it's an explosive play too. Jeez. That's Cabal Therapy at its best with the Ravenous Rats. Just fantastic. Awesome. All right. Always feel violated after something like that. Oh man, that's just a terrible feeling. All right, well, we're top decking now, so hopefully we can get something. That's something. See you later to the forest. Oh, I don't have a fourth. That's right. Okay, so we're holding up our 3-mana Naturalize. That's what we're doing. Yep. God, it's just too bad. They had exactly the play they needed. Okay. All right. So we'll continue to hold up our 3-mana Naturalize and see what happens. We're starting to get behind though, so I feel like that was a pretty good play, but boy, they just had the exact perfect thing that they could have had. Well, finally, it took forever. Okay. Sure, the duress doesn't really do anything. Since we already have an oath in play. Okay, well, that's something we can use. It's even better. Can we get a threat of some kind? Well, that does count. Seems good. See if there's anything they can do about it. They'll still be able to play... Well, no, they wouldn't be able to play Smother. So... Let's see here. We should have... Yeah, that's fine. We'll take a turn off from porting, get into this Mishra's Factory. 2 spheres of resistance is going to be pretty difficult to work through, but we'll see. Hopefully see a Terravore soon. We got a number of lands in the graveyard to make it pretty decent size. Sylvan Library would be nice to see. Several things that we have that would be good. Okay. It's another Mishra's Factory. I'm going to go and tap their land down now because if they have Smother, they won't be able to cast it. All right, see what they got. They know about this Naturalize, by the way, so. Okay, that's fun. Okay. Earthquake. We can only do it for 4. So, I guess we just pass here. It's not the greatest hand in the world, but I think we can still keep. Well, that's not great to see, but at least we do have a naturalize for it. Especially with 2 Terravores. Okay, so pass. I sided out the Pyroclasms. I left in the 1 Earthquake. Because of stuff like this. Pyroclasm, not very good against Wall of Blossoms. Oh my gosh, we have so many Terravores. Yeah, I mean... we could just kill that furnace now. I think well... yeah, we're gonna do it now because I have another fetch land that I want to maximize what the Terravore is gonna be able to do. So I'm just gonna do that now. Not sure what's going on there. Okay. Wow, 3 Terravores in hand. That's really not what we want to see. That's for sure. Wow, we're kind of in trouble. Okay, so I think we're killing the forest. And we're just going to have to take some damage for now. Yeah, I'm not playing these yet, so I guess we'll just wait to do that. Keeps him off of Call of the Herd next turn anyway. I kind of like to save my wooded foothills for the event of a Sylvan Library, but oh, well, there goes the other Stone Rain. So much for that plan. Okay. Well, we are going to start casting these Terravores because, well, actually, that's pretty good. Let's go ahead and Winter's Grasp the Llanowar Wastes. Okay, so we're going to have to just start playing 3/3s here. Sphere of Resistance. Okay. Is it too early to trade? I don't think it is. I think we're going to block one of these. Okay, that's not the worst thing to see. Oh my god, that's terrible. Wow. Looks like we're just going to lose in just the strangest way. Just feels like Yeah. This. Just kind of a crappy draw, really, is all mostly what we're experiencing here. I mean, opponent's short on lands. We've blown some lands up. It just, I don't know. Just feels like that. Yeah, you gotta attack there, man. That's my last Terravore. I think I'm gonna take the 3. It's not that much different than 5. It's not like they're playing lightning bolts. Oh my gosh, I needed something that would actually help there. Okay. Okay. So they got another Call the Herd coming, but we're going to try to keep them off that as long as we can. Okay. That actually matters at this point in the game. That does help. I mean, all they got to do is draw a smother, you know. And that ends the game on the spot. Oh, gee, thanks. Okay. Not sure why they're attacking, but I guess with 1 life, or yeah. Okay. Makes sense. We're at 1. Can't use our Karplusen Forest. Oh man, that's too bad. Definitely can't cast that, that's for sure. Okay, well, pass the turn. Alright, well, that's it. Wow, what a crappy game that was. Hopefully game 3 will be better. Man, that was bad. So these Oath of Druids are going to be pretty good if they play Ravenous Rats here or something, or a Wall. Yeah, okay. Hopefully we can fade a... So yeah, I think we'll start destroying lands next turn. I'm going to go ahead and get this down. Pass. Okay, well, they can take our Stone Rain. Seems good. Of course they have the answer to that. That's a big surprise there. Okay. Wow, all the naturalizes in the world. Well, that's pretty devastating, actually. Yeah, I don't know. Wow, that was really bad. Um, okay. Oh, any number? Sure. Oh boy. Well, somehow nothing lined up here, and we've lost the game pretty much. This is horrible. This is like the worst possible situation imaginable. I just can't believe how bad our draws are. It's just unbelievable. Wow. Oh. Man, I tell you, this just the beats. Wow. Hmm. Okay. Oh. I guess that doesn't work, does it? Well, never mind. Okay. Well, I think we've just lost. I don't understand. Like, there's nothing. It's all just so bad. Like, it's just terrible. Yeah, we'll go to 6, but... Oh, well, never mind. Yeah, I tell you what, we're just done here. I was hoping they'd play a second creature, but Black Vice. Okay. Okay. Well, I mean, the land destruction really usually is not very good against a burn weenie deck or whatever, but in this particular case right here, that actually is not bad. Playing the Oath of Druids right now doesn't really do much because they can just sack the Mog Fanatic. I'm hoping that they would play something else, like, I don't know. I mean, this Terravor is 5/5 now, so we can probably just play it. Boy, there's some bad cards. I think I'm going to play the Oath first, and then let them sack that, and then that'll just be out there, and then I can play the Terravor naturally. And I can also port them, so I think that's what I'm going to do. So, okay. So let's go Oath of Druids. They'll sack their Mog Fanatic, which that's fine. And then we get to port away their one land on upkeep and then play this Terravor next turn. That's kind of how I'm seeing this play out here. I mean, they might have a Lightning Bolt too, that's fine, but... Okay. Swing in, sack your Mog Fanatic. I've seen this before. Okay. We're going to play a 5/5. Man, those are some really bad. Okay. I mean, I know that they get a creature, but I don't really care about that. Oh, well, as far as creatures go, that's pretty good. Jeez. Okay. So this is mono red Ponza is what they're playing. Interesting. Opponent's porting my Mishra's Factory. Okay. Man, a whole lot of nothing. Jeez. And opponent scoops it up. Okay, yeah, 8/8 is too much to deal with. Mono red Ponza, huh? I don't know that we make any changes. I think we're just going to run it back. they're the ones that have to adjust to try to stop what we have, because what our stuff's a lot more powerful than what they're doing. Not to say that they can't win, certainly, but okay, now this is pretty good. This is a first turn sphere of resistance, so we're going to keep this. Ooh, that's pretty good. Oh, 2 Mox Diamonds. Wow, we can really empty our hand out then. Okay, so let's play this. Play this. I could also disenchant the Black Vice. I think I prefer the sphere versus... Oh, wow, they're just going to scoop it up. Okay. Sure. Yeah, we'll take it. So as much as I love land destruction, I actually don't really like the mono red Ponza deck in Premodern. It just seems very weak sauce. I mean, I've played it a few times, and it lacks the punch. Like your creature is you're beaten down with Dwarven Miners and Avalanche Riders. So I've actually thought about this is actually a pretty good hand here. I've actually thought about trying to run that deck with Ball Lightning somehow, so that it has like some teeth. But I haven't got back around to doing brewing yet, because I've been just trying to focus on playing good decks. I played a bunch of bad decks when I first started doing the exploring mtgdecks.net thing, but I gotta get a rhythm down with the real decks before I go back to brewing anything. We're getting dressed. No, we're not. Okay, good. All right, so what are we going to pitch? Probably a Karplusan Forest. I like my wastelands, so and let's see. Yeah, let's go ahead and play the Sphere of Resistance and pass. Two mana Duress, 2 mana Dark Ritual. Nothing. Okay. All right. Oath of Druids. Okay, we'll just play our Treetop Village, pass the turn. If they play a Ravenous Rats or something, we can put our Oath down. Two mana Duress. There goes the Oath. Okay. So we can have a Naturalize for maybe their Sylvan Library or something. I don't know. But we're going to go ahead and start the Treetop Beats. We got enough Naturalizes to last us for a while. All right, pass back. Well, that was short-lived. Unless they need their wasteland for mana, which that's Winter's Grasp. Okay. I do like that. I'm going to get value out of this Treetop Village one way or the other. And I need one for Sphere of Resistance. Thank you very much. Okay. So if I waste their wasteland, they kill my Treetop Village. So I think I just play it and pass? Yeah, just play it and pass. Ravenous rats. Okay. Wooded Foothills, pretty good. I think I have to play this Foothills. I know that I could get Ravenous Ratted again, but the Naturalize isn't doing a whole lot, and I need to play my cards out. So, opponent swings in for 1. Okay. They must have a kill spell for the Treetop Village. I think I'm just going to Stone Rain this turn. And then pass. Go fetch up a forest. Opponent's only got 2 lands. They miss a land drop, so that's good for us. They must have the Smother, though, but we still need to attack, so hopefully we draw something else that's a threat in here. Be nice. Well, that's really good. I think we're just going to keep blowing up lands until they do something to stop us, because the land destruction is not going to be good in this matchup as it is anyway. So whatever value I can get out of it, I'm going to take it. If they miss another land drop, then we can start attacking and be around their Smother. So, but we're going to attack anyway. But there's a Mishra's Factory. Okay. Well, that's a lot better, actually. So, and we'll do it like that. Pass the turn. And we can't play this Naturalize, so we'll just pass the turn, since the factory might attack us. I don't know, but if they Cabal Therapy, they'll need a land. It's not really that effective right now, though. So. And one thing I love about Premodern is it's like the way Magic was meant to be. Black doesn't usually have a way to deal with enchantments like it does in today's Magic. And that's the way that's the way it should be. That's the color pie thing. Like right now, what do they have? Oath of Druids. You know, you have to duress it, or like Nevinyrral's Disc or something like that. That's the way Magic was meant to be played. Not just like some of these cards now that they have where black can kill a enchantment. That's not right. Alright, well, there's the Terravore. So if they have the Smother, they can't play it. So I think we're just going to go ahead and get in there. And I think I'm going to just tap down this just for good measure. And just kind of get in there for the full 11 damage. Or sorry, this guy's got whatever it's called, Summoning Sickness, but we can still get in for 3. I didn't want the factory to block my Treetop Village and then give itself. Oh, okay. Something's gonna die, looks like. Well, that's a dirty trick. Okay. have no idea what's happening right now. But the game is 14-14. The opponent's still in it. They're attacking with a 1-1 into my 9-9. I don't know what's happening. I guess they're going to kill the Terravore. That's what it looks like. Not sure. Okay. All right, well, hopefully this one can attack and get the game over with, because so it's only the second Terravore, so we have 2 more. Yeah. Okay. Can we please attack? If the Mishra's Factory blocks, I don't think that makes a difference. For some reason, I feel like this is not going to win the game. Yeah, okay. That's so annoying. Okay. Super annoying. Thank goodness. All right. I don't think we're making any changes that I can think of. I mean, Pyroclasms might be better than Naturalizes. I mean, Black Vice. So we're just going to keep it as is and see if we can get there again. Yeah, I mean, I know that when he was attacking with the 1-1 into my 9-9, I was like, what are they doing? But obviously what they're doing is they want me to block, which I was not going to do that because it just gives them an oath trigger to, basically upgrade their creature. They could have got another Ravenous Rats, they could have got a Hypnotic Spectre. Could have been other things in there that we would not have wanted to see. So, but yeah, it's just it's kind of the Oath of Druids is kind of a cat and mouse thing sometimes. Okay. I think I'm gonna keep, even though it's not really great, but if this Oath of Druids can do something, then it might be good. But besides that, it kind of sucks because we don't have any red mana for the Stone Rain, and we just got a bunch of lands. But I mean, this deck does play 28 lands, so you're just gonna have hands with a lot of lands sometimes. Okay, Nantuko Shade. Okay. All right, so we will play. Let's go with Rashad Port. With the Druids pass. Hopefully they can't deal with that. Oh man, that's really good. Dystopia. Okay. Oh, we still get an oath trigger. That's the most important thing. Well, now all of a sudden we're in trouble. A lot of trouble. Okay. Well, they can't keep that up for very long, so we'll just blow up a land and pass. Wow, we were just getting our asses handed to us. Okay. Well, that's terrible. So, I'm just going to pass. Doesn't get any better, huh? Okay. Good times. Okay, well, obviously the naturalizes are important. Oh my gosh. So frustrating. The land destruction is not very good. Let's try like that. It's a situation where we just need to draw the sideboard cards at the right time. Man, they just destroyed us in that game. Good Lord. So I am going to go ahead and play this Oath of Druids because they do have creatures, and I don't want it to get duressed away, so... It's a good name for the therapy. But we're going to blow up your swamp now. Okay. Alright, so... Wow, this is so bad. Oh, man. Sylvan Library is kind of important, so I think we're going to play that. Let's get in with this first. I mean, he was looking for it with the Cabal Therapy, so I got to play it now, otherwise we may not see it the rest of the game. So, all right, pass back. I think we'll save the Earthquake for when we need it. So I'm going to put this on top, and also saving this wooded foothills if we need a shuffle. So of course it's tempting to Rashad and Port though. Is that better than the earthquake? I don't know if it is, because if they attack with the Mishra's Factory, that's not that big of a deal. So I think I'm not going to worry about porting. Hopefully I won't regret that, but for now, that's what we're doing. Plus, if they play a creature, Oath of Druids is there too, so they're just going to get in with the factory. That's fine. Okay. Well, maybe they have Smother. Pyroclasm. Okay. Well, I want to hide the earthquake from any hand disruption, so maybe I should have just put the Pyroclasm back and shuffled, but all right, let's see if they get a Smother. They do. How about that? Alright, well the opponent's got 8 life left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We could Earthquake for 5. So we need to get another hit in with the... At least one more hit with the factory before we can Earthquake to try to end the game on the spot. I think I'm just going to keep it hidden until I'm ready to play it. See, there's the Cabal Therapy, so keep that Earthquake hidden. This Pyroclasm I don't really care about anyway, so. What did he name? A little Lightning Bolt. Okay, that was a good name. Ooh, another factory. That's actually pretty good. Okay. Yep. All right. Okay, so this time I can keep the land, and so let's put these on top, and then we should be able to Earthquake next turn, I believe. So we got the Rashad and Port up now, so let's see here. Yeah, I think we should be able to. So get in for 2, and they're at 6. If I play another land, I'll have 7 mana, so I can Earthquake for 6, and hopefully will get us there. Now they may attack for 4. I can tap one of them, so I guess they would get in for 3. Kind of depends on the timing of what's going on, so. Okay, so they're on the blocking plan now. Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and tap this now. There's the Earthquake. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if I Earthquake for 6, that should be game over. And these will get shuffled away. I don't really care, so, okay. Alright, so Wooded Foothills. Go get mountain. 1, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 for earthquake for 6. I don't know any card that they would have that they would be able to stop that, so. I don't think there's any instant speed gain life or anything like that, but I don't know. Hope not. Certainly that's got to be it, right? I mean, they can activate a factory, but that just dies. I don't know what they got, what they can do. It's kind of a surprise win con a little bit. Yes. All right. Okay, so we got there with a 3-2. That feels pretty good. Let's go ahead and take a quick review of the deck and just talk through. So this is our list for green-red Oath Ponza. I'm looking forward to playing the green-white version as well, but I do like the red version. I like the pyroclasms and that earthquake. It's not very often that it's going to play a winning role like that, but it is kind of a secondary win con. It's sneakily, just a one of that can end the game on the spot. So I do like that. Now, the only thing that I question about the red version of the Oath Ponza, because I think the white version, the green-white version, is more popular, and maybe it's because, like, for this version, it is playing Stone Rain, which is red. So it feels like that the only thing that the red really gives you are the sweepers, which they're good, and then, these red blasts, I guess. But besides that, the green-white has other tools, Swords to Plowshares, and I don't know. I haven't played the green-white yet, but I'm looking forward to playing it. But this one here, this is just my style of deck. This is what I like to play. This is what I like to do. This is my favorite way to play Magic. So I will be playing this more often. I'll probably more than likely, I will be looking up other lists and seeing how they vary a little bit from this one here, and then just try different stuff. That's mostly what I'm thinking. So, but yeah, just to recap, the manlands are very important in this strategy because when you have spheres of resistance in play and stuff like that going on, you got opponents that don't want to trigger Oath of Druids, understandably so, and they go out of their way to not do that. These guys can get in there and get the job done, which is very helpful. The Rishadan Port and Wastelands are also very helpful because, again, all these lands, Wasteland, the Manlands, and the Mana Denial lands are good because they do stuff without having to trigger the Sphere of Resistance, or not trigger, but you don't have to pay mana to do that. Beyond, you don't have to pay one extra. They're lands that are quote unquote spell effects, if you will. So that's what makes those really good with the spheres, because we got 4 main deck spheres. This is a big part of the deck. I mean, this is an important card, and it plays a very good role in the matchups. And then when you're blowing up their lands, it's even harder for them to do stuff. They got a Sphere of Resistance out there, and boy, if this Oath of Druids triggers, the great thing about that is, again, you're not paying mana for a big creature that just comes into play. So all that synergy works together really well. I never felt like I really had mana problems with 28 lands. I never felt like I was too flooded either, so I think that's probably the right number of lands. And given the Mox Diamonds to pitch them to and stuff, so it just felt like it worked really good, and that's one reason why this is a tier deck. I mean, it's a good deck, and that's why. But yeah, that's really good. Now, the sideboard, we didn't really use a whole lot over here. The Zern Orbs didn't really come into play. The Crypts didn't really do much. Gaia's Blessing didn't. But we could board in the Naturalizes and the Red Blasts and an extra Pyroclasm. Those did matter. So some of these other slots, it just depends on the matchup. But had a lot of fun playing this, and I will be playing this deck or variations of it in the future. Going to be on this train. I got a lot of other decks I want to play, but in Premodern there's so many decks, and I think when I first started I was trying to play all of them, which is just not realistic, and I think it's just better to pick some good decks and play them. So that's kind of what I'm doing. But that doesn't mean I won't ever brew or play an off-meta deck. I certainly will, but I felt it was important to just establish a play style and have some go-to decks that I could play. So that's kind of what this was to start that, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I thought it was a lot of fun, and I'll look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Thank you.